So why do people self-sabotage? A few reasons. The first one is sometimes they just don't know they're doing it. They might be not engaging, like they just might not know. They just fail, and they don't actually know that they're deliberately underperforming. It's just like a subconscious thing, maybe because it's like so used to it. And that's like the worst form of self-sabotage, actually, the unconscious type, where it doesn't even gloss your mind that you're deliberately messing up. Like it's just become a part of life to underperform. That's where people like me step in to bring you out of the deep rabbit hole. If you know you're self-sabotaging, that I don't give a shit. Get out of my clinic. No. If you do know you're doing it, that's good, because at least you know, right? Awareness is the first step, right? But it's people that don't know that they're like the real bad ones. Like you just need to just find them and pluck them out of their little thought world and throw them over into a more adaptive world, right? So, yeah, not knowing is like devaluing. To self-sabotage can come from a place of like you're so used to devaluing yourself that you've changed the standard of value that you measure yourself against. It's like if you measure people from 0 to 100 on value, which is impossible because there is no human value. But let's just play the devil's advocate for a second here. You're so used to devaluing yourself that you've just clumped it down to like down here to like negative 100 to 0. Like you've just changed the actual scale and you've just taken it all the way down to the negative range. And you get so you saying your failure is just so much a part of your psyche that it doesn't even cross your mind that there's anything different, right? So that's a pretty bad form of self-sabotage, right? But for the mofos that are consciously aware of it, then that's a good start, because that means that they have some sort of belief and hope left. For the ones that aren't aware of it, the belief and hope is there, so it's just not even turned on. There is no belief. There is no reality outside of negativity. But for the ones that are self-aware, there is some belief and hope there, and then it just gets shrouded by things like they might fear success, because you might see a lot on the internet, fear of failure. But there's actually the opposite, fear of success, which means that the person fears is a strong word, but the person might believe or think that they are unworthy of success. They might believe that I don't deserve this, so I need to ensure that I don't get the thing that I believe that I'm not worthy of. I mean, fear of failure is the same in the context of self-sabotage. A person might just like underperform so that they can turn around and say, well, wasn't my fault. Thing went badly, wasn't me, even though like it kind of was. So you try and mitigate against failure of trying to complete the task by just mitigating against it, by just failing at step one. What else? What else can I ring off the top of my head? I guess a person might self-sabotage because they don't actually want the thing that they're pursuing and that they're being told by someone else to do it. So like they could do it, they just might not want the thing. So that could come into effect in this effect called self-agency. So self-agency is the belief, like the creation of one's own desires. You give yourself agency, and sometimes people don't have that. They don't create their own desires of their own free will. It's invoked upon them by parents or whatever, society or whatever, right? So a person might be forced to do something that they don't want to do, so they just like wreck it so that they're not forced to do the thing.